I'm Mark Allen, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. Switching gears this week in the Mr. Saltwater Tank React series, talking about some aquarium-related news and what's my take on it. Here's the news. And a company a couple years ago went through a Kickstarter campaign to try to develop an aquarium controller / monitor / water tester. They reached their Kickstarter campaign, and at that point they proceeded to try to develop the product. They even developed some beta group testers and took some money from initial orders and actually fulfilled some initial orders from what I could tell. All of a sudden, this company folds without what it looks like any advance warning, and a lot of people are upset because they placed orders and it looks like they're not getting their money back. Now, disclaimer number one, I don't work for the company. I have never taken any money from the company. I have actually never tested the unit. They approached me this year at Magna and said, hey, we want you to test the unit and do a video review on it. And I said, look, ship the product. Once it ships, then we'll talk. I also have no inside information on the company, so I can't verify any facts. If they took money, know that they are going to shut down the company. That being said, what's my take on all this? Number one, on one level, yes, it was a Kickstarter campaign. So looking at just Kickstarter campaigns, this company was a success because they got their Kickstarter funded. There's no guarantee that any of this is going to work out at any point. Even the biggest saltwater aquarium companies, whether the biggest companies, period, at some point they can fail. What seems to be the upset with most people is that they went through a couple of years, they took some money, they started to fulfill some orders, people continued to give them money, and then out of nowhere, things shut down. Now, reading the press release from the company, what they sent out to their beta users, it sounds like the company knew that this was coming. They stopped taking orders so that they could fulfill the orders that they had, and then they ran into a cash crunch. So is it bad that this company failed? In a way, yes. In a way, no. This is part of the American way. This is capitalism, right? If it goes great, they can make money, they can keep moving forward. They have to make money or continue to take in money from funding, angel investors, funding rounds, whatever that may be, in order to keep things going forward. At some point, they hopefully start making money so they can get themselves above water and hopefully pay those investors back, and of course, continue to fulfill orders, continue with their revenue stream. If it doesn't work out, some level, look, that's business. The business model didn't work, wasn't viable, so it failed. I'm not confident that the saltwater tank hobby as itself, let alone the amount of people that would actually purchase a controller / monitor, is large enough to fund a new startup type of company. When a company is new, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of effort to get it out of the door. That's why there are angels investors, Kickstarter campaigns, and then investors along the way. You need a lot of cash to get this thing going, let alone a company that's developed something that's as complicated as a controller / water tester. That being said, I think that's part of the reason there's really only one US-based manufacturer of controllers at this point, and that's Neptune Systems. Now, there are other ones outside the United States. Still, you add all those companies up, how many products they likely sell. If we took all that together, lumped it together, and gave it to a company that was just starting up, I don't think that there would be enough revenue there generated and enough revenue substantiated over time to get that company going. This company simply might have been playing in a market that wasn't big enough to sustain a newcomer. That being said, would I like to see more aquarium controllers / water testers on the market? Absolutely. The competition can drive innovation, and it's not going to hurt. Let capitalism play out and see where the chips fall. For now, we have to wait and see if other companies come along and try to launch other products. Maybe those companies are viable, maybe not. If you're giving your money to a company that's in a Kickstarter campaign or a young company, this is part of the game. Maybe they make it, maybe they don't. Will the saltwater tank obviously other companies try to bring out their own controllers / water monitors? Probably so. I expect there are people out there working in their garage or working in their labs trying to get something going because they want a piece of the market share. Is the market big enough to support them? We'll see. The only way we're going to know is if they get something out there and they can give it a go. Part of the way that I look at a company when I'm evaluating a product is not only the product, but I try to look at the company as well. Are they based in the United States? Are there actually people working here beyond someone who's just taking a product overseas, repackaging it, and then kicking back out there? Nothing more than like a white label type of thing. I like to see some kind of user base in the United States, some kind of staff in the United States, as well as some kind of customer support base in the United States. That gives me some more confidence that this is a legit company, hopefully has legs underneath it, some money that I can stand on so it can be around for the long term. I'm Mark Allen, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. I'll catch you in the next episode.